Hello, hello, and welcome to another episode of AWS Tech Tales. I'm your host, Matt Burke.
And I am your co-host, Samara Reaño. Welcome back, everyone, and happy Monday.
Welcome back. Happy Monday. Happy spring for those that are on the Western Hemisphere. Where are we?
I would like to say that for those of us that are in the, I guess, like West Coast, California, it's more like welcome to summer because I feel like we skipped the spring altogether.
Yeah, no, it's still cold here in New York. So I feel like the weather is going to be a popular topic, and then we're just going to be like, it's too hot over here now. So we'll never stop
Yeah.
complaining about it.
Yeah. Well, I welcome the sun. I actually thought it was a great weekend. Got to go out there to the pool and get some running in the really nice summery weather. So I can't complain.
I just got a nice dog walk yesterday. That's about it. Like, it's not nice enough for anything else. Hey, Erie Edits, thanks for tuning in
Hello.
every week. We really appreciate it.
I know. That's so cool.
Erie, we've never
Um,
asked, like, what is your AWS like? Are you like a part of a bit larger company that works on AWS? You just like love the channel. I'm always curious what
yeah,
brings folks um to the content.
that's true.
But yeah, Samara, so we're still continuing on this Tales of Unified Operations journey. We've had
Mm-hmm.
a lot of episodes talking about different ways to get support, different ways to be resilient. We had DevOps Agent last week. Um, yeah, how are you feeling so far? We're almost done with the series. I mean, not
Yes,
the show, but this with the series
the
itself.
topic itself. Yeah. No, I think that this has been a great series to kind of like showcase a lot more of like becoming more proactive with your application streamlines. I feel like just kind of being proactive with how you set up, with how you investigate, how do you want to conduct all your investigations going forward. I feel like that is something that we continuously talk to our customers about, especially you and I being TAMs. So I thought that so far this series has been a tremendous learning opportunity for all of our viewers into the tools that you have now at your disposal to be more in the proactive side rather than in the reactive one.
Exactly. And you're saying, I learned the channel through work. Oh, that's awesome. So, folks, if you've never seen a Tech Tales show before, if you're just starting to tune in, and this is the show where we talk about real life customer problems, what you can do to solve them. And if you have any curiosity at all, you can go to awstechtails.com. We'll bring you to our wonderful show page, which Samara, I have up to date. Usually we start
Hey!
these episodes and I say, don't look at it. I haven't updated it in a while, but it is up to date. So you can see both our upcoming episodes. You can see today's episode that we're streaming right now. And then we also have all of our episodes from this year, last year, and then we have some lists from the year before, but I don't think those recordings are still there anymore. But yeah, so if you want to check out our what we did the past few weeks, it'll bring you to the new page with all the cool details, the recording, the links, and how to find us on LinkedIn.
I was going to say, not just the past few weeks, the past few years.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know how helpful some of our season 3 episodes. Things are moving so fast. Like we were doing very early AI stuff, but it is here. You can see some clips from it, and then I do have to fix some of these recordings at some point. But
No,
yeah,
yeah, totally. I like because it's a big repository of all the topics that we have, covered. And at the same time, I think that we all actually touch upon this subject before, right? Just kind of the continuation of the buildup of the different tools and services that we have covered through time. So it's always good to go back and look at where we were back then to where we are now. So totally like that compilation there.
and if you come to our show page, you can see that now there's so much more stuff to offer here on builder.aws.com. We used to live in a different world and community at AWS. We're now on the Builder Center, and in the Builder Center, you've got some awesome things like the workshops that are here. Some of them that we use on the show. You've got different capabilities by region. So, like if you're trying to figure out what region you want to deploy in, or like what the difference between one region to another is, this is really cool. This is something that we've been asking for, like from our customers for a while. There's just so much cool stuff that's on here, and there's more and more every time I check.
That's true. Yeah. But to move on to today's topic, Matt, what do you have for us today?
So
What are we going to concentrate on?
today we're talking about how do you prepare for those critical events in your corporate life. Those
Yep.
are the things that are like, you might not be in the work at the NFL and have to put on the Super Bowl every year, but what is your Super Bowl level event? Like for some companies, like I give a great example. It's like you're launching your new streaming service, right? Like you want to make sure that launch is perfect. Like
Right.
when they wanted to stream a new Game of Thrones episode, like those are the types of can't fail events that AWS has helped support our customers with, and then we've decided to give that as a service to folks. And so this is something that is free with unified operations, but is as opposed to some of our other things we've talked about that like may or may not be pricing, or you might need to sign up. You can just get this on its own and in different levels. So it's what we call AWS Countdown.
Yep. And I think that those are one of the things that we heavily talk about with our customers as TAMs. It's one of those things that I think, like every probably quarter, we have one of those going on, depending on the type of events or things that you're helping to support. I think it's definitely something that actually, unless you have not previously had the experience to work in an environment where you're actually part of this type of projects, it's not something that is well known to everybody else. So I think that uh, it's a great thing that we're actually covering it today, because many have not ever heard of AWS Countdown.
And so we kind of hide this we've got these new support pages where it says, what do you use AWS support for? And one of them is this option here, critical events. And that's really what we're talking about here. So if you've been a long time AWS customer, you might have heard this be called something that was infrastructure event management. And then we relaunched the program. We turned it into Countdown, which is a bit more, I would say, closer to what we're actually doing. Like before, there was this idea of like, you have your Super Bowl level event, you're scaling up really big, and then you need help to make sure that nothing bad happens when you scale up that big, but also how quickly can you scale back down? And now it really just means more of like, what's that thing that you really need hypercare, extra support on?
No, definitely. I agree. Especially in top of that as well, is just making sure that if it is something that you're building, that you're using those best practices, and that you're pretty much following the advice of our SMEs or subject matter experts here at AWS to make sure that everything goes flawlessly. Goes to show kind of on how depth of those conversations can go into the preparation of any event or Super Bowl style event that you might have planned, like Matt said.
So we got Luis Lopez saying, good morning, Luis.
Good
If you're out
morning.
there on YouTube or Twitch, feel free to say hi. Let us know where you're tuning in from. So,
and if you've ever been part of an AWS Countdown, if you kind of already had this experience, but you have navigated through something like this, so if this is the first time that you're hearing about it, and you can kind of say, oh yeah, this is something that would definitely benefit where I work.
And Luis is already asking some awesome questions. Oh, Borghetti's back. Saying it was such a pleasure having critical event team support by such TAM supporter like you. Hi, friends. Hey, Borghetti.
Oh, hi. Welcome back.
So there's two different types of countdowns. Zamara was really helpful right before the beginning of the stream to link me to this comparison, because you've got Countdown, which we're talking about here, and then they're like, if you want additional support, you can get the premium version.
Yes.
So it's like, do you want the Honda Civic or do you want the Lamborghini? But yeah, so I'm going to share this. Have our producer share this into the
comments.
Commentiverse. So you got two tiers. You got Countdown and Countdown Premium. Now for Countdown, you need to be on enterprise support. So it's led by a TAM such as us.
Such as you get a Matt or you get a Samara, yes.
And then so a lot of times customers will ask, do I get designated support? I don't want to. When I open up a case the weekend of this engagement, I don't want to have to cycle through different support engineers. And the answer to that is if you get the premium version, you do get designated support. So there'll be someone that's assigned that works with you that makes sure that there is a hypercare version of like making sure that they're prepped for this event and they can help you work this event. But if you're just asking for a normal countdown, there's no designated engineer. So it means that the TAM is primarily responsible. Let me make this bigger. Primarily responsible for that engagement. So basically, there's a lot of things that the TAM is doing to help you work through different problems, like service limits that you might have missed that need to be increased, or configuration settings that might not be best practice. So we're helping review your architecture. We're helping to document what it is, what's going on, so that even though if you don't have a designated engineer, that support is aware, oh, there's a countdown going on and here's information on it, as opposed to them being like, what's going on? Where are we? What's happening?
Yeah, and then it's kind of like we're trying to create some context around what you are doing without having that designated resource. But I feel like the big difference here is that when you do have the AWS countdown, you not only have that designated countdown engineer, but then he also has the context of the magnitude of the event that is taking place. So there is some knowledge there of what is going on, opposed to a non-designated countdown engineer, where they're coming in, they're having some level of context, but they do not have all the details. So you still have to kind of go through the motions of explaining what's going on, where the issue is, and then try to work backwards from there to try to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, and so again, like you're getting something where it's free versus not free. And we'll talk about how you can subscribe to this, but also just like, there's a lot of addition from the normal countdown side. We're using the playbooks this is generic planning workbook, but really like the playbooks that we developed for over a decade of running these type of events. I mean, the AWS is now, we're celebrating. Did you see all that stuff, Samara? The 20th anniversary of
I
AWS?
know. How crazy is that? 20 years. Wow. It's a big milestone there.
Yeah. So this is a little bit of an overview of what the differences are, written by one of our favorite TAMs, Jatinder. And if you are curious, like, if you don't have an account team, don't know who your account team is, but you've got a issue in like coming up or an event coming up, how would you subscribe? So I pulled up my AWS console here. So ignore my little permissions, but this is like the support plan page. So this is a workshop account. So obviously I don't have support on it, but if I scroll down to the bottom, you'll see I can sign up for this Countdown Premium. And so it's saying Countdown Premium provides critical support across all your phases of cloud projects, such as migrations, including SAP Rise, modernizations, product launches, Gen AI implementation, go live events. So it's basically telling you, like, if you've got something that's super important, sign up. And this is a month-to-month thing. You can get it for a month, you can get it for 2 to 3 months, and then you can turn it off.
Yeah, I think that
just click this button.
It's great that it's offered as an add-on, because I think it's you don't actually know exactly what something can do for you unless you're actually try it at least once. It's like the same thing, like we say, when you're trying to like learn how to navigate through a new service, you can read as much as you want about it, but if you don't use it or you don't play around with it, it's kind of like more difficult to understand and kind of track that metric of how well it served you, right? So having that month-to-month option, I think it's amazing for something like Countdown Premium, because you could use it for one large-scale event and then say, you know what, this was great, and I wanted to go and actually fall back into this over and over again every time we have a launch, whether it's yearly, quarterly, whatever that may be.
Like if you're doing migrations and you're doing what I've seen what our customers do, which is like you have these waves, right? You have wave 1 to like wave 100, right? And every weekend you're doing a cutover. Every other weekend you're doing a cutover. Maybe you just keep the subscription running. You have this. You would get to work with the same, hopefully designated support, and go from there.
It kind of goes back into that evolution of like, learning from that experience, right? Whether you run one and it was with one specific designated one to the next one, there is always lesson learns, things that you can capture into your run books as you go forward as well.
Yeah. So here's the information that we need as AWS support to understand what you need. So it's like, hey, what's your use case? Migration, modernization, app upgrade, product launch, Gen AI implementation, migration support service for RISE, SAP on AWS, very specific topic.
Very specific.
But I actually know the people that worked on this. Critical/live event support. And this is what, again, this was originally built for, in my opinion. Don't come for me if I'm wrong, my coworkers. And then AWS Transform, migration modernization. So if you're using AWS Transform to do code migration, mainframe migration, things like that, you can ask for that. Then when is it going to start? So we like to provide 7 to 10 days advance notice. The sooner the better.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, like then we're scrambling to find you a resource. And then how many months? Right. So this is where we're going to say like, you're committing up front. Maybe you only want 3 months or so. And then we're not going to like, have it continue to auto extend. But you can ask to extend it via a support case. And then your location. So then that helps get an engineer in your time zone. What language? We've got English, Mandarin, Japanese, Korean. The account ID. So this makes sure that the engineer knows what accounts are going to have the resources in it, or we're going to need support for the migration event, what have you. The services. So then we want to make sure that you have an engineer that knows those services. And then your email. And then here's a big one, guys. Cross-account support. Remember how difficult this was in the past, Samara?
It was very, very, very.
So for folks that aren't managing a big AWS organization, or maybe you have like a few small organizations, 20, 30 accounts or something. If you open up a support case in one account, but you've got issues in another account, you need 2 cases.
Right.
Why
I mean,
is
like that would be the best practice, is always to submit the case from the account where you're having this one specific issue.
But you might have like, you might have your networking in one account, and then you're like, maybe it's the network, so I need to open up another account. But the reason for this, folks, is support only has access to do the things that they need to do when they need to do them. They don't have some magical blanket access to all your accounts. So when you open up a case, that gives them the ability to check on what's in that account. So if you say, hey, I have another account I need you to check on, they're going to go, I can't really do that.
You can't, yeah.
So that's why we ask for that. So we can create an exception that says, hey, I'm saying, yes, you can do this because I'm giving you the account IDs up front.
Right.
So that's what you do. And then you can check the FAQs for that. And then you hit submit, and then we work to subscribe you.
Awesome.
So it's
pretty straightforward, but pretty simple, step by step.
Yeah, as opposed to like when you get to do these and then it's like, contact your account team.
That's true.
So we have questions.
And then we have a lot of questions for you.
Yeah, I'm just going to... I'll pick this one from Luis Samara, which we can help tackle together. In what ways can proactive environment reviews by AWS experts reduce operational risks before critical events?
In what ways? Well, the thing about it is that we always want to have context, right? You don't want to walk into an issue as a customer. It's let's say in a frustrated time where you're just trying to get to the resolution. However, you do have to spend time talking to experts about exactly how you're set up, how your different components of your application communicate one another, how everything functions, before we can actually kind of go and investigate further on how we can help find a root cause, right? When you're more proactive in this, like let's say with the Countdown Premium, you're already doing the architecture's review. We already getting the context of how your application works. We're looking at everything that can possibly become an issue. We're not saying that it will, but we are looking at the possibilities. We're being proactive about it. We're giving you guidance on the best practices that you should be taking to make sure that that is like, scenario might not take place, because we have kind of giving you the feedback of maybe this can happen, but this is what you could do to prevent it from happening, if that makes sense.
I think it does. So if you want to learn more about Countdown Premium, I know we spent a lot of time on different pages, but it's got its own dedicated page. There's even a limited time promotion. What does that mean?
What is the limited
if I
time?
use CDP 25
Oh,
from the sign
look
up
at
form, I get $2,500 off.
Nice. Look at that promo code. Is that a promo code? Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's a promo code. Yeah, it's saying, I like that they specifically are like, we're going on UTC. So if you're waiting, it's 10 o'clock at the end of the year and the ball hasn't dropped yet, but it's UTC, so it's already too late for you. You can't submit the code. But yeah, use CDP 25.
There you go.
For the first 100 eligible customers.
How many?
Yeah. For the first 100 eligible customers to the end of the year who use this code, you get it for $7,500 a month. So it's pretty good.
Pretty good deal.
So you can see a little bit more details on what the benefits are. Again, you can get this without enterprise support. You can just have normal business support and then pay the extra for this one time, and talks you through the different types of events and then the different customers.
Yeah, you got some testimonials there as well on how other companies are using it.
So that's Countdown Premium from a documentation standpoint. I don't think I can milk this for any more, especially without any other questions.
We have done our knowledge sharing for Countdown and Countdown Premium.
So now I'll move on to do a little bit of a demo here.
Cool. And what are you going to be showing us? What are you going to be walking us through?
So did I make this big? Oh, okay. I got to do something like this. Okay.
Okay, so yeah, that looks perfect.
Our architecture we're working with today. This is the architecture that we want to actually this is more about I'm looking at hold on. I actually want to show you. So we have an AI architecture but we actually probably want to show this, which is probably more easy. So it's an AI knowledge management system.
Okay.
And there's EC2 instances running a Node.js application. It's hitting Bedrock. It's using some
Actually, can you make it
it's way too small.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Perfect. Yeah, like that.
Okay.
We can read it a lot better now.
It's hitting some older foundation models. It's using OpenSearch serverless. There's an S3 bucket and there's an IAM. Basically, we have a production architecture that we want to use with Countdown Premium. And so what we're going to do is, just like a designated support engineer will go in your environment, review your architecture, and make recommendations, we're going to simulate that today.
Okay, cool.
The way we're going to do that is we're going to do an operational readiness review. I'm going to deploy the Countdown Premium assessment tool in my
Cloud Shell.
EC2.
Okay.
No, this is EC2. I'm not even using Cloud Shell yet.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I'm using it at all actually today. Okay. Sorry, all the Cloud Shell fans. Oh, and we're going it's doing some power package management. So don't worry about this, guys. This is just kind of prereqs that I'm doing.
Okay.
But yeah, how was so you've done countdowns in the past, right, Samara?
I
Normal
have,
countdown.
yes. Normal
How
countdowns.
have
I
those
have
gone?
not done a premium yet. I think that it has gone pretty well. It's one of those things that if it's a repeated one with a specific team or customer that has had experience within in the past, it's pretty straightforward because they know what to expect. They know the type of level of information that we require, the type of meetings that we set up in preparation for them. So they're very clear about the different things that come with Countdown. We have also explored Countdown Premium in the past, but that is also right up to the customer or the team on how they want to use those. But for my personal experience, I think it has gone pretty well.
What was Did you catch anything fun, or was it all good to go beforehand?
I think that the things that it's kind of like a pattern with the different teams that I have worked with is kind of that reviewing your quotas and then
Mhm.
just kind of like how to review your metrics to make sure that you're preparing to make sure that you have your quotas in place, that you're not going to be maxing out, the right way to make sure that you're proactive about those and making sure that you provide that late way of time to make sure that you're able to go through the process. It's one of those things that I have noticed that sometimes customers are not too aware about. So it's something that I feel like it's a lot of conversation that I go through in that specific topic. What about you, Matt? What are some of the things that I guess has been kind of like a repetitive or kind of like a common thing that you tackle in whenever you have gone through a countdown or countdown premium?
I mean, I've done it where it's specifically for migration events, upgrade events for specific databases. There's a certain maintenance window that you need to hit. So we're trying to make
Mm-hmm.
sure we have a good understanding of what all the resources are and what they, um, and essentially it's come to me, this was years ago, but it's come to me to try to move things along with support to ensure that they're able to upgrade in a timely fashion if things get broken.
Right. And that you have, I think that in those scenarios also like make sure that you have a plan in case it doesn't go as expected on how to roll back, right?
Yes.
In such times. But yeah, definitely things that we discuss and cover during those instances.
Okay, so we've got the tool started, and now that means that I can access the tool on my web browser. So I'm just going to pull my.
Wait, so what you were doing right now, sorry, just to recap, you were installing the tool or the access to the tool, or what were you deploying right there?
Yeah, I was just deploying the tool.
Okay.
Um, so now I've got this tool
Okay.
here. Hold on, let me. So it should be uncaught runtime errors. Hold on. That's not, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Hot module replacement is the same. What does that mean? All right, let me make sure this is running. And let's verify. Okay, let's try again. Oh, okay, hold on. Let me. Oh, kill. Let's make sure.
And then if at any time during the duration of this episode, you all have any questions or comments about the different steps or things that we're covering today, feel free to drop those comments in the chat. And Matt and I will bring those forwards to address or discuss further.
Yeah, how come? Let's see. All right, I'm going to restart this instance. Of course, you test something and it's perfectly fine, and then you get it going and it doesn't work.
Yeah, I can talk to you about that for so long, Matt, because it's something that always happens to me.
Well, we're sharing. We're in a good, but I need this module to come up for me to get to our next piece.
Right. It's kind of like a blocker for the flow of what we want to cover today.
Yeah. So let's
Fail to
get this thing up and
connect.
running. Oh no,
Okay.
I just rebooted it, so it's gonna take a little bit of time to come up again.
And this
Then
is
I will
why
try again.
this is why sometimes we do like the cooking show setup and where we're
And have
able
it
to,
done
right?
already. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Well, I have a secondary account, so
Let's try.
the
Let's see if it goes through to there.
okay. Let's try it. Hold on. I got to go through all my prereqs first. Hold on. Hold
Okay.
on. See, now I'm signed out. Give me a second here,
Ah,
folks.
all right.
So I was like, oh no, here we go again.
No, not at all. We're doing a session live, so this is part of that, being live.
Yes, being live. That's true. Sometimes things happen. So the funny thing is now I'm doing this, but technically the other one is rebooting.
Hmm.
So they both could be working and we wouldn't know.
Yeah.
I
But
can't
we
be signed
still
into both at
see.
the same time.
Oh, I see. You have to be one or the other. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just setting up the workshop now. Give me one moment.
That's
Okay,
good.
I
That's good.
finished that. And then we need to do I need to sign into Kiro. One moment, guys.
Yeah, talking about Kira, I know that we have covered it maybe like 2 or 3 episodes now. So wondering, have any of our viewers started using Kira? I know that there was like a lot of excitement around the different things that we cover, whether it was with the CLI. So wondering whether any of you are actively using Kira right now.
I know Erie was using it for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And
Um,
we had a lot of viewers that were like, oh, we're kind of waiting. But now that it's, uh we had so many kind of different episodes covering different aspects of it. I'm just wondering
and
if
it's
people
also
have had the
very
opportunity
different
to,
now.
yeah,
Like we're doing some cool stuff.
right.
Okay. I'm rerunning the tool installation. And let's just pull this guy in here and see what we're doing.
Okay.
This is kind of back to what we were doing before.
Okay. So just installation. So Erie says,
Oop.
oh, yeah, I use it. I'm on the free tier, so I use it, then work on what's I's made. Then by the time I get back to it, I got new credits. Oh, nice.
Yeah, I like that. It's like you forget about it, you come back, and then you're like, oh great, I have more access to use it.
That's cool.
Okay, so we're
Okay.
waiting on this.
All right.
Like watching paint dry.
They have a little bit of patience there.
Yeah, we're still cooking. So now
I guess
this
while
up.
you do that, I'll answer these questions from Luis. Samara, what are the key components of a successful critical event support strategy? I think that it's pretty much starting that discussion and seeing what your requirements are as a customer, right? What you define to be a successful event launch, whether that might be a maintenance, whether that'll be something that you're launching, like a product or like the Super Bowl event that you are planning to have. I think it's that kind of getting to know what it is that you are doing. How do you define success, and then working backwards from that to make sure that that event launch goes as expected. I hope that that answers your question.
Okay. Now let's try again. Cross your fingers.
Oh
Whoa!
no!
It's the same
It's the
issue.
same thing.
Huh.
Okay, there's got to be something.
I gotta be doing something wrong
Mhm.
that I didn't do. Because how could this have changed from literally the other day? Let me just make sure we
Okay.
got everything running.
All right.
So Docker's running, Kira's running, MySQL's running, .NET should be running.
Yeah, I was gonna say that would be the only other thing that you might.
Yeah, .NET's going.
Okay.
That's MySQL. Great. So that's all going great. So then I'm in a little
Did
bit.
the login was successful as well? Did it
You know
actually?
what? That's Kiro. Borghetti says, it is a hard node to be dissolved. All right, so it's trying to take a look.
Okay.
Yeah, you should run the full command. I'm letting it basically. It's not letting me go up and down.
Okay, it's thinking. Yeah, I gotta trust it.
So it's checking on what's running.
Mm-hmm.
Which is on this is on port 4000. Yeah. Okay. It can be a node in it can be a node in the throw. Sorry, I'm trusting a lot of commands here. No, it's not letting me go up and down is the problem. So I'm just hitting each individual one. Okay.
The app is running on.
There's an error. Running flow is built with React doesn't dev mode. The front end is front of the React. Isn't open your security. I would like to run it properly.
Let's see.
Let's see. Hold on. Which I'm supposed to be pulling it from the. It should be on port 4000.
I think it's. Wait.
So it's checking the metadata right now to see if it's got a security group that allows me to get out on port 4000, which it should. It's already open. See, it's responding locally. He's like, what are you? It's working. What is wrong with you? So let me try this. Let's see if it knows what it means. That's a browser from Reddit. It's not an error. It's the app is working fine. Something. Yeah, it's not coming up properly.
That's weird.
Let's see what it says. It's not letting. Is there any error message on the page itself?
I mean, you can copy and paste the error that it's telling you. Maybe you'll able
I
to.
did. It didn't like it. It said, "I'll do this." Wow, it's like it really doesn't like me. It's like that's not an error. I'm like, yeah, but like it literally says
That's what I'm getting.
uncaught runtime errors on the tooling. That's funny. It's like, I don't believe you.
Go. It's telling you to go and review it. Probably like you're not doing it right. Yeah, I'm trying to also figure out on my end if there is maybe something that
I literally did this same exact thing on Friday. Back up, hard refresh.
Oh.
See? Same thing.
Oh, that's weird.
It thinks it's solved it. It's nice to see Matt fight against Node.js addictions. Okay, it said it didn't kill it properly. Okay, kill it.
Okay.
I wish I could just give it wildcard, so I don't have to trust it every time. But it's not letting me go through. All right, let's see. Let's see if it killed it. Yeah, it killed it for sure. Nope. All right, now it's back. Let's see. I don't know, Zamara. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to fix it in time.
It's okay. You get some homework for over the week.
I know. It's sad. I can skip something ahead there. Let's see something once this is done.
Okay.
Which I wonder if I can. Can I? Can I? I'm gonna terminal in twice. Or is it going to show me the same thing? Yeah, okay. So let me try this.
All right.
Does this part work? Yeah, see, this part works. Interesting. Okay. So while we're troubleshooting what's going on with this tool, I do want to talk about what the tool would do and how a countdown would work. So we talked a lot about this. Borghetti says, putting all in a server in a folder is a madness of the framework. Yeah, I know, man. What would a countdown look like?
Mm-hmm.
Like what are we doing to prep? So you can see we've got this PDF that talks about this specific countdown that we were prepping. Like what I'm trying to do here where we're failing is there's a tool that can scan your environment, give you recommendations, but ultimately you still will wind up with this, which is what are your event details? What does good look like? Where do you think that the media is going to talk about you, if at all? When is this starting and ending? Again, maybe some hashtags. What are the accounts? Who are we going to talk to?
Mm-hmm.
And like if you've got a war room,
Mm-hmm.
to get everybody in there, what is that like? What does
Mm-hmm.
that look like? Is it on Zoom? Is it on Teams?
Who is on it? Who should you be reaching out to?
And then I'll make this bigger. And then you've got your where are the infrastructure? Like what does it look like? What regions? What's global infrastructure like CloudFront or DNS? Here's the what the architecture review brought in. Like we did some load testing. We found some mitigations to add a caching layer. We did RDS proxy so we get more connections, and so there's just a bunch of different things that they've set. Some risks that were called out. There was different
Mm-hmm.
single AZ risks that were mitigated. Our rollback plans, our data loss plans, or multi-AZ deployment verification, security. What were our service limits? Did we increase them? So it gets pretty in-depth.
detailed.
So
Yeah.
we got monitoring, scenario planning. Again, what events will trigger a move to the secondary plan?
It's a very thorough run book of what to expect, how you should conduct it, pretty much what you would do in every scenario that you might have like come up and discussed, right? So
Yeah. So this is like a 16-page document. Not all of them are going to be this detailed or this in-depth, but this
right.
is a good example of what you should be expecting, especially just like something as simple as an architecture diagram of like, we're going to hit this health check, we're going to hit this API gateway, hits this CloudFront, which is this ALB, which is this EC2 auto scaling group spread across 3 AZs, which hits a Redis cluster, which hits a multi-AZ RDS with the read replica, and we're monitoring it here, 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 and here. It's pretty cool.
Very thorough.
In the meantime, Hero's getting really upset, I think. Yeah, it has not fixed this, which I think is super interesting. Like the tooling, I was like, the tool would look like this. So you got your assessment. It's really small, but like it's just like a different assessments that it's doing that would feed into this PDF. So yeah, let's see. I'm trying to wait for this to.
But I'm wondering if it's even investigating because it doesn't look like. Oh, it stopped.
I just
Did you
killed it.
just
I just
stop
killed
it?
the.
Okay.
Let's see if it sells the context.
Maybe it's out of
Oh, it
range.
doesn't. I killed the context. Oh no, I'm so
no.
sad. I'm so sad.
Oh no. Okay. So you
I'm
have
gonna
to
try one more
kind of,
time before.
yeah.
It's doing
Okay.
actually more than
Yeah, I was gonna
missing
say it
public
kind of.
index. That directory doesn't exist. Port mismatch is running on 4001. Okay, let's try it.
All right, we got 10 minutes to see if we can get it up and running, Matt.
I know. This will be interesting.
All right.
Still broken.
Oh no. Okay.
So I guess folks at home don't just let the AI do everything.
App is returning.
Whoa!
It worked.
We did it, kids.
Good job.
I don't know why. I mean,
I don't think he liked
let's
your
have it.
comment. I don't think he liked your comment. He said, "No, I actually do."
Explain what happened here and perform an RCA. Let's just. I would like to know.
I like that. I like that.
React App was never built and deployed to the public directory that the Express server reserves for static files, but only the raw React source code existed under client source. The deployed SH script skipped or failed the build copy step. The app was started in dev mode instead of production mode, which runs the React dev server separately from the Express mode server. So tried to serve from public from the dashboard route, which didn't exist. There were also multiple stale nodes.
Look at this.
Oh wow, Forgetty did the $10, and I did it, Forgetty. I fixed it, and by me I mean Kira, which means again, sometimes when we get into problems, I'm just like, I guess I like AI.
I'm assuming you were gonna bet $10, $1 per minute, since we had 10 minutes left.
So this is the troubleshooting console. This was the Content Premium dashboard, and this is where we're finding all these assessment results.
Oh, look at this, Robert. Hi, Robert Tables. You are hero.
Embrace it. Trust the process. Forgetty said, "Yep, I know you well. I don't know what stopped me from making the bet. You should have made the bet." So basically, this is giving us a bunch of different. It's scanning our account, finding the resources, and then saying, "Hey, what can you do better?" So, for example, for RDS, it would say you should enable performance insights, configure automated minor version upgrades. For VPC, it says implement network segmentation with private public subnets, or review the security group for least privileges. So in a pre-Curo world, now you got to go look at documentation and figure out what to do. But in a post-Curo world, again, with the caveat that don't just fire this thing off into your production and to make sure you know what you want to do. But like in a post-Curo world, now I've got recommendations that I can ask it about. So now where is my, I have like so many things open because I was trying to open it up. Okay. So then we can ask it about any of these things. So for example, if I wanted it to enable performance insights, I can just ask, can you enable performance insights on the database in my account? Yep, okay. Let me find what databases are in your account. You're not being
yeah, I was gonna say, I think that you need to actually provide the resource that you're actually trying to activate for.
So it's saying, hey, you got two, but one of them is a T3 micro that doesn't support it, but this other one does. So now I'm going to run this AWS command. And it's saying, hey, this one doesn't support it. So yeah, okay. So it did it for the T4G. So it's just giving a quick summary of what we're doing there.
Okay.
So you can go through a bunch of these assessments. So can you set up CloudWatch alarms for task failures for DMS? Let's try that.
Yeah, we have the time. We still have 5 minutes to get through some of these. So
I don't think there is a replication task, but okay.
Let me see. That's it.
Yes. So it's saying you don't have any tasks, but I can create alarms using event-based metrics.
Nice.
So that's what it's going through and doing. Oh, I know what happened. I brought in the this. Okay, cool. So I'm trying to give another example of. Oh, okay. We do one more. and
Yep.
then we should be good. So it just set up this notification. So again, like you don't have to know what, you just have to know the recommendation. So like, for example, even if I'm like, review my current security configuration and suggest improvements, because we're saying in the assessment, use IAM roles for database authentication, enable encryption at transit at rest. We're saying you should review your IAM, your security groups. So just something as generic as this. You're just saying, hey, I just need you to look at my security.
Yeah, I just take a look at what I currently have and then what I should be doing. So I think that is pretty useful.
It's trying to do things it doesn't have access to do, but
Okay.
it's learning.
Yeah. And then I remember, well, not I remember, but I know that like you can also ask it at the end to just kind of summary of what has changed or what it has done in your behalf, and it's able to actually output that as well. So
it's saying, hey, your security group out to the world. Yeah, I need to access my report. But so if it can ask you, hey, do you want to fix any of these automatically? So as we wrap up here, what are we trying to say? So Countdown Premium, if you don't have enterprise support, is a great way to get additional dedicated engineers helping you when you need it the most during a migration, a modernization, an upgrade, a launch of your product and marketing event,
any new implementation.
But if you do have enterprise support, you can always use your TAMs and do a countdown. But if you do go with premium, you're going to have access to this type of tooling that folks can scan your account and do these run books. But either way, you're going to get some sort of run book like this to plan ahead to make sure that you've got the information that you need, that we have the information that support needs. Robert Taylor says, have you all taken time to sit your cure down and teach it a lesson? You can have it create a skill, agent, or steering file so mistakes are unlikely to happen again. Yes, I do. There's so much to explore and there's so much to play with. Yes, I've done some, built some different agents and stuff, but honestly, like it's still, oh God, I'm about to say it's still day one. For AWS partners, is this something we can bring to the table, or do we rely on the client's AWS account for having the premium? This is a great question.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, you could subscribe and like pay for it, I guess, on their behalf, but I haven't worked with a partner-led version of Countdown. It's a great question.
Same. Yeah.
I would say, like, let's see, FAQs. Let's see if it's in here. No, this is all just support FAQs. So that doesn't help.
Well, we have 2 minutes left of the string match. So I guess we talked about Countdown Premium and Countdown and AWS Countdown. Wondering if there is any parting thoughts, any recommendations.
I found it, Robert.
Oh, you found it?
Yes, it's available for AWS resold customers and works the same as a direct customer. So you're good to go.
There you go.
Wow, perfect. I really am getting right under the wire for all these things.
There you go. Look, you're a legend. Thank you.
Thank you, Robert Tables.
+1.
Okay, so folks, we're going to continue on our unified operations tail journey. Next week, we're going to be either diving into resiliency or diving into security. We haven't quite decided yet. But
we haven't decided, but one of those 2 options would definitely be featured next week.
Yeah. And keep tuning in, same time, same place. And if you want to catch up, awstechtails.com. Thanks, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Have a good week.